So you beautiful people, a bit ill, but we're going to muscle through this video. I don't feel ill, but evidently if you listen to my voice, I am clearly ill. So we've had a few lovely trinkets of information in regards to one, Call of Duty Modern Warfare, and also the legend himself, David Vonderhaar, has spoken on the next Call of Duty. There's a few things that we've been screaming out for on, well, more than a few things that we've been screaming out for on Modern Warfare. And one of those things has definitely been the lack of creator classes, especially when the game has so many different game modes. Now me, I'm just a traditional Call of Duty player. I love to play TDM. That is my game mode. I'm not really interested in playing anything else, and if I do play other game modes, it's because of the sheer frustration of playing TDM at the moment. I mean, yesterday I put out a tweet saying Modern Warfare is a defensive mess. People are literally refusing to come out their spawns now, picking off the frustrated people who actually want to play the other 90% of the map. Mr. 402 Thunder, he retweeted this and it got quite a bit of traction. And the reason I've put this out is because it seems as if I play maps like Crash, I'm starting to notice a trend now. Me and my three, well, they will be my brothers-in-law, three of them. We was playing as our clan yesterday, played for a solid 4 hours, and I'm a decent Call of Duty player. I'm a pretty decent Call of Duty player, but Little Killer and Killer, they are just a different type of player. Absolutely phenomenal Call of Duty players, nuclears in every single game, and they still do well in Modern Warfare, but even they share the same frustrations as me. We was on Crash yesterday. People would not leave the building at the bottom of the map on the left hand side, or it could be on your right, you know, where you can run straight into the hotel. They wouldn't leave that building, whether it was because we was a clan and you seen our clan tag, but it can't be just that, because as you know, Call of Duty Modern Warfare likes to rip you out of lobbies and then put you in with other people. So we didn't stay with the same people for a period of time, and it was just the same thing every single time we played particular maps. If it was Hackney Yard, people wouldn't leave the garage, they would just head glitch over the wall. If it was Piccadilly, people would just stay in the back where the bosses are, where you have to run through the garage and then come through that building. We literally had to run towards people to try and get them out of their spawn, and the spawn would not flip. Now, if I could upload I can upload the 4 hours of footage, but I'm not going to subject you guys to that. Well, I know you're not going to watch for 4 hours. Who wants to watch that nonsense? But it would show you the problems that we're having, specifically in St. Petrograd. People stay on that little flower shop and just head glitch all day and don't want to leave the map, and this is a bad precedence that is being set for future Call of Duties, as I've said previously, because this is encouraging people. Campers have always been in the game. I feel like there's a distinct difference between a camper who intentionally wants to frustrate you and people who just are that shit scared to leave their spawn. They will not move. If their character could resemble them, they would tremble in fear, because that is literally what they have created here. When people say safe spaces, areas in the map where you're spawned into, where you don't have to move. And that's what Call of Duty is becoming stale, because we're literally at a stalemate now, where you have to go and look for players. You have to search for players. We're almost playing search and destroy now in TDM. So I'm hoping at some point this is changed, because it's really frustrating me, and it's really frustrating a lot of yous by the looks of the amount of people that chimed in on this tweet. Apparently we're going to get a fix sometime this week or the next update after that. I believe the game is going to be updated tomorrow, which is Tuesday. So we're finally going to get more creator class slots, because there's so many different game modes in this game. 5 off the bat is just ridiculous in my personal opinion. And we're also going to get a update for the nuclear calling card that should have been implemented in the game from the very get-go. Now, what I feel like has happened with Call of Duty Modern Warfare, because I've had 3 years to develop this game, is they have taken 3 years evidently, because there are lots of trinkets of nice content in this game. I mean, the Gunsmith to me is a work of art. I think is an absolutely brilliant addition to Call of Duty, and I think it's something that I'd like to see in future Call of Duties also. But because they've focused on certain other things, especially the safe spacing situation, they forgot a lot about the core bits of Call of Duty. In other news, Mr. David Vonderhaar has chimed in and mentioned that the next Call of Duty won't have jetpacks. A gentleman said, "You better not have jetpacks in the next card," and David Vonderhaar simply tweeted no. And then jetpacks would revive COD was another comment, and David Vonderhaar commented, "Such short-term memories, you hung me for from the highest branch. No, I have PTSD." Now, apparently it's rumored that the next Call of Duty will be another reboot, just like Modern Warfare. So I'm going to say it's going to be Black Ops 5, which to me is kind of milking the franchise again, because as Modern Warfare has shown, it's not the best game in the world. It's a decent game, but it could be better. It could be much better, and I think that's why a lot of people are angry with the game. But that name, Modern Warfare, would have made people buy that game just out of sheer curiosity. So to name the next Call of Duty Black Ops 5, it's gonna sell. It's literally gonna sell. From my understanding, Mr. Vonderhaar didn't have nothing to do with Black Ops 4 multiplayer. He concentrated on Blackout, which would show, in my personal opinion, because there's a lot of things in Black Ops 4 that I don't think Dave would have liked. And the one thing that I really like about this man is he is very, very willing, even when his life is threatened, to engage with the community and tell us what is going on with his game. He clearly plays his game. This guy grinds just like us. He is a Call of Duty fan. And that's what I really like about David Vonderhaar. I mean, I have always stated, maybe I'm going to change my view. I've always preferred Infinity Ward games. However, my favourite Call of Duty is still Black Ops 1. There's just something about that game that was so pure in terms of Call of Duty. And I am looking forward to what is going to happen with the next Call of Duty. Obviously, they've had less time because Sledgehammer were kind of, pushed to the side. They're going to help Treyarch make the game now, because apparently the game they were making was an utter mess. That was the news that we was given. But it's apparently going to be set in a Cold War era, and it's going to encompass the Vietnam War as well. So pretty much like Black Ops 1. So this already is ticking major boxes for me. David Vonderhaar behind the scenes, Cold War, Vietnam era. This is really what is one of my favorite eras of war in general. The Cold War and Vietnam, there's just something crazy about that era of war. There's some great films about it, and Black Ops just really, it really touched a nerve with me. So I really hope that this is genuinely true, which I believe it is going to be. And I'm very interested to see how things are going to play out, because bear in mind, this Call of Duty should be dropping there and thereabouts when the next generation consoles are launched, the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox fridge. Sorry, I couldn't help myself. But yes, it'll be very interesting. I mean, the last time that we had a release on new gen, it was Call of Duty Ghosts, and that was a bit of a mess. If some of you guys remember, I had it on the PlayStation 3 and brought it on the PlayStation 4. In terms of graphical fidelity, definitely looked better, but it was clear that the game was kind of a patchwork quilt, because Infinity Ward had split up and the new console was involved, so they definitely had different teams working on that. So Modern Warfare, we'll see what goes on with that, because now Christmas is out the way. I genuinely believe some heads are gonna, some people are gonna get smacked arses, is the best way I can put it. I think we will start to see some changes. I mean, I kind of made a promise to myself, if they don't start changing things by the end of January, then maybe it's time for me to hang up my Modern Warfare boots like I did with Black Ops 4. and World War II. It's not really what I want to do, but at the moment, I don't know, I keep wanting to play the game, and then I play the game for a few hours and think, why did I do it to myself? Guys, if you want to stay on the right track, hit the subscribe button, and for more videos from me, hit this thumbnail here.